In a world that feels like it's getting more chaotic by the day, there's one big question. Where do you actually put your money? It's a question as old as time, but believe me, the answers are changing and they're changing fast. Today, we're going to dig into the long history of wealth in times of crisis and what our new digital world means for the future of keeping your money safe. I mean, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? You flip on the news and it's just one thing after another: wars, political chaos, you name it. It's only natural to look at all of that and think, okay, how does any of this affect my savings, my future, my family's security? And honestly, that's exactly the right question to be asking right now. So here's the fundamental truth. The one thing you really need to get, it's timeless. Whenever people lose faith in their institutions, we're talking governments, banks, even the currency in their pocket, their money doesn't just disappear. Nope, it finds a new home. It flows towards safety. This one simple rule has pretty much governed how wealth moves for thousands of years. So first up, let's take a look at the current global landscape, what some people have called a world on fire. We're going to try and make some sense of it by understanding the new rules of wealth, which you'll see are in some ways the same old rules we've always had. And, to really get what's happening today, we've got to look back because what we're seeing, this isn't some brand new thing. It's actually part of a 5,000-year-old pattern where capital, kind of like water, always flows away from risk and finds its way to safety. This pattern just repeats over and over again through history. Think about it. When the Roman Empire was crumbling, what did people do? They hoarded gold and silver. During those devastating wars in Europe, the wealthy got their assets into neutral countries. And in the 20th century, we saw massive amounts of money fleeing revolutionary regimes. Fast forward to today, ever since the world went off the gold standard in 1971, every single major crisis has sent gold prices soaring. The trend is just undeniable. Now, the fancy term for this kind of safe haven is a store of value. It's basically something you can park your wealth in, knowing it's going to hold its value, its purchasing power, when everything else is in free fall. And for pretty much all of recorded history, the undisputed heavyweight champion of storing value has been gold. But, and this is a big but, here's the twist. The anxiety we're all feeling today is different. It's not just about one country or one region having a crisis. People are losing faith in the entire global system. And that creates a totally unique challenge for a traditional safe haven like gold. The scale of this problem is it's unprecedented. People are worried about one domino falling. They're worried about the whole table collapsing. I mean, get this. For the first time in history, the world's top geopolitical risk firm, Eurasia Group, has named the United States itself as the #1 global risk. That has never happened before. It signals a level of deep, systemic distrust we just haven't seen in our lifetimes. And it's not just the analysts saying this. Just look at what the world's most powerful financial players are doing. For the third year in a row, central banks around the world have bought over 1,000 tons of gold. Let that sink in. This isn't just some small hedge. This is a massive, coordinated move towards safety, and it screams a profound lack of faith in the current financial system. And this brings us to a really critical distinction for our digital age. See, in a real crisis, it's one thing to store your value, to park it somewhere safe, but it's another thing entirely to be able to escape with it. This is the whole idea of a digital escape hatch, and it's where the conversation really starts to change. Let's just put them side by side. Gold is your classic stored value. It's physical, it's heavy, and it's been trusted for thousands of years. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is a mechanism of escape. It's digital, it's borderless, it's weightless, and instantly portable. It can do this because your money isn't on a phone or a computer. It lives on a global network. All you need is a secret code, your private key, to access it from anywhere in the world. So gold's big limitation in a crisis is pretty obvious. Try moving it. Bitcoin's is that it's newer and it requires a little bit of technical know-how. This quote just makes the difference so incredibly real. Just picture it. Refugees flee in a war zone. Their bank accounts are frozen. They're facing hostile borders. A bag full of gold, that's getting confiscated at the very first checkpoint. But your wealth in Bitcoin, since it's literally just information, that's secret key. You can put it on a tiny drive, or you could even just memorize it. It walks right across the border with you and no one is the wiser. And it looks like the market is starting to price this difference in. In the last few years, while gold has done well, it's up 150% as a store of value, Bitcoin has just surged, up 450%. Now, this isn't just random noise. It suggests that investors are putting a huge premium on that escape hatch function that gold, for all its history, just can't offer. Okay, so let's bring this all home. We've talked about history, we've looked at the current crisis, and we've talked about this new kind of asset. What does all of this actually mean for you as you try to get ready for these new rules of wealth? The big takeaway here is actually pretty simple. We are living through one of those historic moments where trust in the whole system is breaking down. And what does history show us? These are the exact moments when massive transfers of wealth happen. And that really just leaves us with one final big question. The chaos is already here, it is going to impact things. So the only real question left for you to answer is this. Are you going to be prepared and positioned for the changes that are coming, or are you going to be caught completely off guard by them? And just one final important note, this has all been for educational purposes. Cryptocurrency investments have significant market risks. Please always talk to a qualified advisor and make sure you're complying with your local regulations before making any investment decisions.